The British didn't conquer Africa with guns alone. They used words, treaties, and lies, the quiet weapons of empire. In 1884, while Europe carved Africa at the Berlin Conference, one kingdom on the Gold Coast refused to bow: the Ashanti Empire. The Berlin Conference wasn't about peace, it was about profit. 14 European powers sat around a table, slicing through a continent they didn't own. When the maps were redrawn, Britain took the Gold Coast. Not because they earned it, but because they could. But on that land stood an empire, disciplined, spiritual, and proud: the Ashanti. To the British, Africa was a business deal. To the Ashanti, it was home. Britain's first soldiers didn't wear armor, they wore smiles. They came with treaties written in a language most chiefs couldn't read, promising friendship and protection. But every signature on those papers was a thread, and soon the British were weaving a web. They played neighbors against each other, feeding rivalries between the coastal people like the Fontes and the inland Ashanti. It was the oldest trick in the book: divide and rule. Remember, before the Berlin Conference, in the mid-1800s, the British had already established coastal control. They already had forts and trading ports along the Gold Coast: Elmina, taken from the Dutch later, Christiansborg, and many more. But they only controlled trade. Britain could not control the Gold Coast without defeating the most powerful empire in the region. The First Anglo-Ashanti War erupted like thunder. The British came with rifles and arrogance. The Ashanti met them with strategy, courage, and the will to die free. For decades, the two empires clashed: 1824, 1873, 1900, each war more brutal than the last. When the British finally captured Kumasi and exiled the Asante Hene, they thought they had won, but they didn't understand. You can take the land, but not the soul that guards it. Today, we walk freely across a nation once divided by deception. But history remembers who resisted and why. The Ashanti didn't just fight for land, they fought for dignity. And even now, when you hear the drums in Kumasi, they don't play for the British, they play for those who never bowed. The Ashanti fought with courage and lost their kingdom, but not their pride. Yet somewhere on the eastern highlands of Africa, another empire faced the same storm and won. Next time on Mindvolt, we travel to Ethiopia, the land that refused to be conquered, where an emperor turned prophecy into power and humbled a European army.